Hey, everybody. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. This is a very special edition of Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil.
and Sister Teasha. We're back at you this week because there's a special conversation we want to have about love and life and progress and profession. So we got a great conversation set up for you in the program. Don't go anywhere. Few housekeeping steps that Sister Teasha will go over with you, I'm sure, before the program is over. But if you don't mind, honey, let me just remind the folks. Come on in. Like the program. Oh, what was that gesture?
It's,
Like
sign language. I'm helping. I'm
say
helping.
hello to my little friend. Yeah, come on in. Like the broadcast, right? And then share the broadcast. I love those gestures. And subscribe to Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. That helps us to grow a platform where it's safe to come and be yourself. And your
Yes.
own self is very righteous, and your own self submits to the power of the universe. So we're going to talk more about all of that good stuff in just a minute, as we often do, especially in this season of tumult and turmoil on the world scene. We dedicate this program and we have a moment of silent reflection for our brothers and sisters, our family in Palestine, our family in the Congo, in the Sudan, in Haiti, and in the streets of the ghettos of the cities of America and the world. We pray that God will bring you through, bring us through, bring us out on the other side. Freedom. Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. This is Nothing But the Truth. Hun, how are you feeling tonight? You're looking great in that
Thank you. Thank
beautiful
you.
gold color.
Feeling great. Excited to be here. Happy to see everybody coming on in. See, we got Brother David Muhammad is in the house. Let me say hi to Brother David. Assalamu alaikum, Brother David.
Hey, Brother David. And so, all of those different things that are in the program tonight, we want to make sure you know that you're very welcome. Call somebody, tell a friend, tell them to come on in because tonight's discussion is with Muslims who prove that nothing is impossible. It's with Muslims, brothers and sisters, black folk, neighborhood folk, Chicagoans, however you want to overlap the Venn diagram, who prove that life is filled with joy. And that's what our enemies really want to take away from us, joy. You know, there's an old song they used to sing in church, Tish. It said, "This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me." And so it's clear that the world can't take it away. So we got some folks coming in just a few moments who don't let anybody take away their joy. Tisha, what's on your mind? What are you thinking tonight? What's going on?
Just excited and happy to be here. Thankful for another week to come and fellowship with all the believers on Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. I'm
Yeah.
glad that we're back. We were able to start the show back up. Now we want to build. And so we want you to remember to be a part of this, to reach out to a friend, bring a friend on so they can join the conversation. And if you are
Mhm.
interested in being a guest on our show, don't forget to inbox us so we can, chat and see if this is something we can do. But hold on for tonight's show. There is a treat in store for you.
I agree.
Yes, yes. I say hi to a couple of people who are tuning in right now, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring the guest on if that's okay, Because I want to, Brother
Yeah.
because I
Yes.
want
Yes.
them to be able to have enough time to share with our
Yes,
audience.
indeed. I
Okay.
don't. I was trying to ignore that man on the screen right there in the beautiful FOI uniform because he's a New York Knicks fan, and we don't really do a lot of Knicks on here. But Brother Harold, welcome and walaikum salam to you and all the other Madison Square Garden people who may be on tonight. We
Yes.
welcome you. This is Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil.
and Sister Teasha. And it's our pleasure to present the guests we're about to bring to you right now. They are my friends, our friends. And as I thought about this, the husband of this dynamic duo, we're entering our third decade of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that's a long time. But he's always been a good brother, a brother filled with information, inspiration, and a good spirit. His wife is one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet. And they are both professionals, educators, deeply concerned with the future of our people, especially as it relates to young people coming up in a healthy educational environment. They are great, great people. I want to welcome them to our airwaves all the way from Mas Mariam, Mas number 2 in Chicago, Illinois. Let's welcome Brother Michael and Sister Audra Muhammad to Nothing But the Truth. There they are.
Well, there he
Wait,
is.
there he is. Okay. And she left. Was it union scale? We were not paying union scale. Is that what it was? We the union didn't give the right money. Oh, okay. She decided to come back.
Yeah, I thought she was just gone. I thought she had
I,
left me. She said she had enough. It's a
yeah,
wrap.
I thought it was like a sort of a Tavares and a Hall and Oates moment. If he's gone, oh I. Anyway, not everything is an oldie. Not everything is a dusty. Not everything is an old song. Hey, there's our brother Mark from Springfield, Ohio. Good to see you, brother Mark. Muhammad from number 71 in Springfield, Ohio. And you'll notice that people are checking in from everywhere tonight, brother Michael and sister Audra. There's my sister-in-law. Hey, Sean. She said, "Yikes,
Hey.
she's gone." Well, how y'all feeling tonight, fam, in Chicago? How's it going?
Mhm.
Um, it's good. I feel blessed and grateful. I believe we both feel blessed and grateful.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
Absolutely thankful to be students of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, striving our level best. May not be somebody else's best, but
Hmm.
our level best to live up to the principles of freedom, justice, and equality to the best of our abilities.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, and speaking about the best of your abilities, let's talk a little bit about the premise for this particular program. The premise for the program is that I don't know how many years ago it was when all of us kind of met in and around Chicago doing the work of the Nation of Islam and helping the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But I think it's safe to say, Brother Michael, that I became solidified in my friendship with you as we either sat around waiting to get a haircut or sat in the barber's chair getting a haircut or looked in the mirror after we got a haircut and said, "Man, I look good on my mama, on my hood.
You
I
know
look."
what?
Okay, never mind. But this was a part of our weekly ritual. And so brothers come together.
Mm-hmm.
And there's our daughter. Hey, Ash. The brothers come into a bond and a brotherhood there. Sister Audra, seeing you as an MGT, and I have to be, this is a disclaimer here. I am biased in favor of what it is that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is doing with our people. And one of the great examples, Tish, I got to tell you, of the MGT as a culture,
Mm-hmm.
as a spirit, as an energy, is that sister sitting right there on the screen with us tonight, Sister Audra. She's not just flashy, because she can be flashy. I mean, I saw her with the whole, remember the mink with the train on the back and the long Rolls Royce stretch that she came to Savior's Day in that year. But
Yeah.
so she's not only flashy, but she's also quite substantial. And we are grateful to have you both with us tonight. So that's how the show got started. And Teasha and I, we like to talk about and develop ourselves as a couple of purpose. Every activity should have a reason for being. And so my first question to you tonight, if you don't mind me taking the first question, Teasha, is that I want to ask about the purpose of your union. Everything that we do that's significant has a purpose. Some people get married so that they can amass lots of money and have creature comforts and own things,
Okay.
conspicuous consumption. Other folks get married so they can have 15, 20 children.
No.
Uh, you said no real firm, Teasha. You said that really firm. Anyway, some folks close your eyes, but Michael, close your eyes. Okay, some people get married for other different reasons. What was the purpose as you guys came together? Because you live such a great life. What was it like?
Would you like to go first?
Mm. Oh wow.
If you don't,
He, I'm gonna let Michael field that question.
for me, I have the illustrious privilege and honor of being divorced. Before I was married, before divorced young, I was 22, I believe, when I married and divorced. And I joined the ranks when I was, oh my gosh, I think I was 20 years old. And so I came in and I really thought, wow, studying and following with the minister, beginning to travel with him, I really got a hold of this thing. So I got married and, just like we blow up planets, I blew it up and,
Mm.
sent the moon spinning out.
Mhm.
Um, and it was only through that experience that I saw the deficits of myself that heretofore had been unseen.
Mhm.
So I knew, one, that I would not rush into a marriage again under no circumstances. There would be nothing and no one that could cause me to rush into a marriage.
Mm.
And two, the point and purpose of our union was for me to have a significant and a proper complement to who I am striving to be as an FOI,
Mm.
someone that I feel brings in the areas that I have deficits. So where I am weak, she may be strong, and vice versa. So I wanted someone that I could walk this journey with, that I could, when I look in the mirror, say to myself, she's made you a little better today than you were yesterday.
Wow, wow. What about you, Sister Audra? What were your thoughts?
Um, I think that when we met, it we kind of converged around um, health.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Mm-hmm.
tell the story, man. Jesus Christ.
Um, I literally was caring for my father,
Mm-hmm.
and as many of you may know or may not know, Brother Michael is a liver transplant recipient.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was sitting in the ER with my dad, and I saw a brother walk in, and I looked at him, um, and as the messenger wanted, he looked like a businessman.
Right.
Yet, in my mind, I said, he a FOI.
Mm.
And um, he spoke to me, but I didn't know him. And he was like, "Are you Sister Audra?" And I was like, "Yes, yes." And so we got to talking. He gave me a whole story of his transplantation, and just what's about a year at that point.
Mm.
My sister, my younger sister, had also experienced the transplant, and so the transplantation made a connection and made me be concerned about him, his
Mm-hmm.
well-being. And my dad and I were, like I said, in the ER, and I was accompanying my dad to be there to advocate for him and to help him, but Michael was alone. And so we both were like, I wonder if somebody's going to come and be with that young man. And
Mm-hmm.
because we made it a practice in my family, we don't go to the hospital alone. We always have someone with us. And I don't know if anyone ever came. They called us to triage. He went his way, I went my way. And Facebook actually allowed us to reconnect, possibly a year later. I saw him on a mutual friends page on a picture. And I said, "Oh, that's that brother that I saw in the ER." I didn't even remember his name.
Wow.
Whose page was I on, though? That's
Oh,
important.
oh, he was on Brother Quinn Cedric's page,
Ah, yes.
and so I saw his name. I clicked and I inboxed and I said something like, I don't know if you'll remember me, but I pray that you are well. I pray that your transplant is going well. We didn't exchange numbers or something of that nature. And I left it at that, gave the greetings and stepped out of his inbox. And he then responded back, and we began to chat with one another, um, and found similarities, um, with things that we like music and the teachings. And
Mhm.
he really helped me at a period transition myself. I was coming back into the mosque after I had one of my episodes of running away, because I joined the nation when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it was prodigal or me being a baby and just couldn't stand up under the pressure at times. And so I'd run away. I'd be like, I can't do it. Something would happen. I was so idealistic about the nation and the mosque. And if I saw something that I thought was anti-
Antithetical.
antithetical, to what we should be striving to be, it used to rattle me greatly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And so I had stayed away for a long time because I had experienced something that was very difficult. And one night I just woke up, I sat straight up in the middle of my bed. Allah asked me, told me, go back to the mosque. And
Mm.
so in this, he was helpful in helping me to make that transition back to home, back to home base.
Wow. Wow. Helpful and appreciative and assisting to one another even before it began. Teach, you had something, add that, huh?
So I'm listening and reflecting. So with I'm just going to share a little bit about me and Ham. So as everybody knows, me and Ham just been married for 2 years. We're still newlyweds. So we're coming up on our third year. And from what I'm finding, we're trying to get to our third year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what I'm finding though with marriage, I was married before for almost 30 years, but now this is a new marriage, a new beginning, and it's a new walk. But in order for marriage to be, I'm listening to you guys, and I'm hearing that you guys have been married for a long time. I'm assuming it's successful. But in order to be successful in marriage, you got to know yourself first and know what you want so that you'll know what your purpose is, right? And and at different times when you get married at different stages of your life, like the first marriage, of course, I was a teen. But now in this marriage, I'm a teen plus 5 years. And so, sorry, whatever. Move on. I'm at a different part, but I'm more settled in my life. Maybe my purpose has changed at this point in my life, and it has.
Mhm.
So I was looking for something different this time around, and he's everything that I was looking for, which is beautiful. Um, he's everything that I asked Allah for, everything that I wrote down. It was him. I just didn't know that it was going to come in that package. I didn't know everything I was asking for was going to be him, right? So now I'm listening to you guys and I'm listening to how it sounds like you kind of knew when your paths crossed, you knew it was something about that brother. And then it took a year to come back, but you circled back around. You swung
Mhm.
back around to the front, and here he is. It's kind of where I am with him. And I know that he's my person, but I'm still learning so much about him, right? I'm still learning what my purpose with him is. I kind of feel like I'm rambling, but I hope y'all get what I'm saying. It just kind of blew
Yeah.
me right now.
Absolutely.
At this point in my life, being in my 50s, I'm figuring, I know what I want. I know who I am. I know what my purpose is. And now Allah has me on another path with somebody else who's been around the block too. He's not a teen. He has his set ways too. We have to figure out what our purpose is together and keep going forward, right? And so once he figures out that everything I ask for, he's supposed to give me without any back talk, once Ham figures that out, then our purpose will be fine, right? Right, Amada? Yeah.
So,
Beautiful.
don't.
See? Beautiful.
So, brother
So
Michael,
we
sister,
actually
go ahead, Sister Audra. Go ahead.
we have known one another for a while, but not been married
Mm-hmm.
long.
Okay.
I was caregiving for a significant amount of time. So marriage was not foremost. I wanted to get married, but I didn't feel like I was in any pressure to do it because I was 50.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had gotten to that point. Um, well, I wasn't quite 50.
No.
I was 40 something at that point. Um, but I was approaching 50. I had had a failed relationship or two that I had hoped would have led to marriage. They didn't. And I didn't know what to ask Allah for.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So I was asking him to intervene in my affairs. Intervene in my affairs. Let me know when I am with that right person. And I was given signs that Michael would be a good person for me.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Now, here's on to another serious area.
And
I'm
I
going
would
to
be a
ask,
good person for him.
yeah, indeed, indeed.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you three questions. Well, one question about three different things. Each of you just need to tell me what are Michael's and Audra's three greatest movies of all times. Yeah, I need to know. I need to know. I gotta know. I gotta know.
Say that again, please.
Because it froze.
What are the three
And
greatest
we didn't
films?
hear that question. We
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
that.
What are the three greatest films of all time? I'm just making you an offer you can't refuse. The three greatest films of all time. Yours and
Please go
then
right ahead.
and then your husband's. Go right ahead. Because this matters. This stuff matters right here. Okay. Everybody in the chat room, get ready.
For
Get ready,
me,
because here it
three
comes.
You ready to set it off?
A Cabin in the Sky.
Okay, okay.
It's a Wonderful Life,
Mm-hmm.
and The Matrix.
Ooh. She covered some decades, bruh. What you gonna do, bruh? What you gonna do?
Well, that's another aspect of where she compliments me because um,
Bless you.
Excuse me.
I'm
Bless you.
pretty rough around the edges. Her parents are old enough to be my parents' parents.
Mm-hmm.
And with that said, there are things that she brings to the table in terms of awareness from a historical perspective that I just didn't receive necessarily. And so it's complimentary if I can humble myself to
Mm-hmm.
listen at times.
All right, all right. But I still need the three
So
movies, though. I still need the three movies,
the
though.
three movies are Star Wars,
Okay.
the prequels, the Devil's Advocate with Denzel, and The Matrix.
Now, Devil's Advocate. Now, was that Al Pacino and then Devil in a
Yes,
Blue Dress?
with
And Devil in a Blue Dress was Denzel, or was Denzel in Devil's Advocate?
Denzel. No, that is no. You know what? There are two. So I'm thinking of during that period, there was a movie that Denzel was in, um, Fallen,
Ah,
and
okay,
Devil's Advocate came out around that same time. So
okay,
I think
okay,
that's why I conflated the two. But I would say Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino, and I would have to, throw a slash in there and put Fallen in there also.
okay, okay. All right. So you covering some good territory there. And this question will come up from time to time. we're movie fans. It's safe to say,
Okay.
right? Right, Sister Teasha? I mean,
Yes, yes.
we
He
watch a
doesn't
movie
like
every
the
now.
movies I like for some reason, though. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, I was particularly moved and impressed by the Cabin in the Sky reference, the 1943 Cabin in the Sky, and with Ethel
Like
Waters and Eddie
you would know
Rochester.
about that stuff.
And oh, that's good stuff. That's good
I'm
stuff.
lucky that I can spell cabin and sky. So hey,
And we have to say a special shout out to the sister who was our guest last week, Sister Javon Muhammad. She's in the chat this week, and she says
oh,
that
okay.
Star Wars, yes, come on with that Star Wars. Now, I know for a fact that when the premiere came to San Rafael, California, Sister Javon actually dressed as Princess Leia with
Oh
the
wow.
braids, and all, and the long gown, and yeah, and so yeah, that was it. So I was like, whoa, yeah, that was pretty amazing. So so it was interesting,
I need to.
interesting deal. Sean says that she knows every line of Fallen. The movies, I guess they connect people, and we're not going to spend all night talking about this, but it's a great thing to sort of know where you are. It's a great coffee table conversation, and everybody may not get it always the same as everybody else, because everybody doesn't always know the three greatest movies. I know them. I mean, clearly, clearly, it's The Godfather.
Godfather.
oh
Okay,
god,
Say that.
clearly it's The Godfather. Okay, clearly, Once Upon a Time in America. It has its flaws, but it works as a
Mhm,
cinematic event.
mhm.
And from the same time frame, Sister Audra, as yours, actually the same year, I think, 1943, Stormy Weather.
I like that one too.
Stormy weather, you know.
It's
Yeah. Look at Tisha's face. Because Tisha
my
said it was
life,
black,
stormy weather.
oh man, can't get my whole self
Well,
together. Yeah, but that stuff is great stuff because
yeah.
it's there. I mean, they're doing what they do. Anyway, it's so subjective, but we wanted to just ask because it
I
always
think that
delights for.
every black person should just spend a little time and watch A Cabin in the Sky, Stormy Weather, any of those films that you could see um, that feature some of the greatest black performers that we could ever speak on.
Mm.
Um, their abilities um, far outpace anything that we're looking at today. You know, there's this little short like Rufus Brown for President with Sammy Davis Jr. when he
Yeah, yeah.
is a child. You
Hmm.
know, the Emperor Jones. Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes. And Rufus Jones for President came out 1933. Sammy Davis is 8 years old. He's
Hmm.
killing the whole stage. It's an amazing thing. And yes, Shantae, I have watched films that came out after 1980. I've done that. I'm actually proud of having done it. And in a few moments, I'll find out which one it is. I'll try to remember what that movie may be. But there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff. Uh-huh. Oh, that's how I can tell. See, you can tell they married. They good married people. She, let me get that bow tie for you, baby. Let me get that bow tie. That bow tie. See, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. You know. But this particular part of our home studio apparatus, this is the room where Sister Teasha does it because there's the Duke Ellington picture over here on the wall. Then there's the
Hmm.
Brazilian flag over here on the wall. Then there's all the baseball memorabilia back there. And she's like, I'm gonna let you have that area.
that's his face.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
you gotta have it. You gotta have it. Let me shift gears, guys.
Yeah,
Let me
shift.
shift gears. And we're coming up on the bottom of the hour, and I know we have to take a pause, Teacher. I'm not gonna delay that, but I want to maybe develop this when we come out of break. But you're so professionally accomplished. You're very humble about it, but each of you works in ways that are professionally impactful on the lives of youth. You're professional educators, social workers, you're people who involve yourselves in improving the life of our community through improving the life of our youth. And so that's amazing how you found your way together. And we guess we'll ask about how those things overlap and how they intersperse. And then I'm going to give you right now to the boss
Hmm.
lady over here, Sister Teasha, who's going to tell us what happens next on these airwaves.
All right, everybody, we're at the bottom of the hour, so we're going to just take a quick little break to do our little commercial break so you can get up and stretch, but don't stretch or stay away too long, because when we come back, part 2 of our interview with and talks with Brother Michael and Sister Audra, as we talk about what it takes to strengthen and improve your marriage for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do it right? Does that sound good?
You did right. You
Like I
said,
wrote that right.
just go to the break.
See, you wasn't ready.
Yeah. Hey everybody, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
We are back with more information from Nothing But The Truth with and Sister Teasha.
That's right.
Today we're moving something in a way that we haven't in months. That's because the weather's warm, it's sunny, and it's time to get up and shake something loose. Not hard, but shake something loose and move, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Oh, I'm so excited to get out here and shake a tail feather. In
No,
the nice
you're not going to be doing that. No,
shake
that's what you're not going to do.
Shake something
No,
loose?
no. I meant something medical.
Okay,
May
we can do
Allah
that
bless you all to move something, stay healthy, stay strong, stay out here in the fight. Keep moving all the time.
You
okay?
can do it.
You can do it.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Well, you know.
Well.
Okay, everybody, so we're still out moving something, and Hamid is not pleased because I'm running him to all these stores. We already been to IKEA, and he didn't love it. I don't know why. And now we're at the grocery store because he's out of yogurt, and I'm out of coffee cream, and you know, this just can't happen. Hey, Hamid.
Yeah.
Are you having a good time?
Oh, yeah. I'm having a call. Yeah.
All right, and then after this, we'll go to Home Depot because Home Depot, they have some fresh flowers out, and I need another case thing for my, don't worry about it. I'll show you. And Hobby Lobby, but that's the last one, I promise. Not a problem, right?
No, it's not a problem.
All right, move something. All right.
2 hours later.
Okay, assalamu alaikum, everybody. So, we've been out all day running.
Yeah, all day.
It was good though. It was fun. It's fun running errands, and now we're back. So we're working our way back home, pulling our groceries, and I just wanted you guys to see Hamid's face because he had so much fun at the grocery store and at IKEA, my favorite store. He didn't get to go to Home Depot, but that's okay. I'll go tomorrow by myself with his card. Okay. All right. You don't want to go to Home Depot, right? You'll just give me your card. Is that fine? Hello?
Yeah.
Hamid? Hello?
That's fine.
All right. Assalamualaikum, move
Games
something.
tomorrow. Baseball.
I don't do that. I'm going to buy plants.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
All right. Sorry about that
Wow.
technical difficulty. The mystery man is not here, and so.
No, the technical difficulty is that you did go to Home Depot with my card. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
I would, but the plants were pretty.
We're back with on Nothing But The Truth with
Brother Jamil.
and Sister Teasha. Our special guests tonight come all the way from headquarters, Chicago. That's why they look so polished and urbane and suave. It's Brother Michael and Sister Audra. They are in the house tonight, and we are having a discussion about a round robin of things, but we promised you before the break, we talked with this dynamic power couple about how they do what they do and how they synthesize what they do professionally with what they do personally. Anybody want to take the question first?
Could you repeat that for me one more time? Was the initial question strengthen and improve?
Well,
Was that
yes.
Sister Teasha, or is this your question, a new question?
But this is kind of my question here because I noticed that each of you have your own career, which is kind of star-studded. You do things that other folks can't really do based on access, education, qualification, etc. But you turn those advantages that you could keep for yourselves into advantages for a community that needs your gifts. I'm wondering, how do you do that individually and then together?
For me, I think that where I have worked and my life path, how I've traversed, has been a calling on my life. I am an educator. I love to teach. I love to learn. I have had high points and low points in a career because we are living where we live and jobs ebb and flow.
Mm.
However, my love for education has never waned. So I don't know if you remember, Brother Jamil, for a brief moment, I taught Carmen,
Yes.
your daughter,
Yes.
along with Miriam at Muhammad
Mm-hmm.
University of Islam
Mm-hmm.
back in the 90s.
Yep.
And it was teaching at Muhammad University of Islam that made me know that I loved education. I love being an educator. I went on from there and I studied and improved myself and went into another sector of education where I've had the opportunity to work as an instructional designer, a facilitator, and as a manager of training and a director of training for nonprofit organizations, um, at least one major organization.
Mm-hmm.
And with that work, I was able to, I think, positively impact the outcomes for Black people and Black children throughout America. I am now working, and I just posted a funny meme where I said that, something about don't be afraid to start over because I'm working on my fourth life. You know, um, I'm back in a classroom again. I'm teaching, and I'm literally teaching second grade children. And I encounter a second grader who is the child of one of the students who I taught with your daughter, Carmen. So I've kind of come in this kind of full circle. But what I do know is that I'm needed where I am.
Mhm.
There
Mm-hmm.
is purpose for why I am there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not me that's calling me to the work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so doing this work just inspires me. It helps me. I am probably an outcome driven type of person, but I'm also a helper. And I would be happy planting seeds and helping people and living in a completely different world theoretically than we live in today.
Wow. Wow.
What would
Wow.
I have a question? What
Yeah.
would either of you say to a young person, a young person, or maybe a young newly married person, um, who is trying to find what their purpose is, who is trying to discover what their talents are? What advice would you give them, on how to discover what their purpose is? Because you know how when you're young and early in the marriage, you feel like sometimes you're just working day to day, especially when you're first starting your family or starting your marriage, and you're like, I just got to keep going with my job. But something in you is going, something more to life than this. How would you encourage the youth from what you've learned? How would you encourage our youth, the youth in the nation, the youth in the community, whatever? How would you what would you say to them to help them not get stuck on that hamster wheel that we may have gotten stuck on?
Mm.
Is stuck in on
Mhm.
a word that we may
No, it's
have
not.
got
It's
stuck
not.
in
You
on?
can, and I'll add something on.
I'm going to address that first, and she's going to add on. One of the things I think it's a rather simple answer, perhaps.
Okay.
Um, you what you are good at and what you enjoy. So the first thing, in order to find what it is that is your calling, you have to be working. So of course, not being slovenly, we have to be out in different in different venues. Put yourself in different places, avail yourself to different people, and then you will, in those different venues, you may find what it is that you enjoy and what it is that you have a level of proficiency at. And I think that is the simplest way to find what it is that you are born to do, and not simply be on a hamster's wheel.
Right. Right.
I have to concur. I think that one, don't rush to marriage
Okay.
so that you don't find yourself trying to find yourself. Come to a marriage as whole of a person as you can be. Pursue your education. Pursue your avocation. Have hobbies. Know what you like. Know what you want.
Absolutely.
When you do that, you place yourself in a better position. I would say, one, as a woman, to be a good mother.
Okay.
If you are an educated woman, you can then better impart to your children the things that they need to know. There was some time ago, and I've been looking for it, being that I joined the nation at 18, that takes me back to the 80s. It's 1986. And at that time, Jamil, you may be able to help me with this. I was told that we should have hobbies. We should have hobbies. We should have things that we do that we enjoy. Those hobbies can then, at times, be monetized.
Absolutely.
But everything in life is not going to be monetized, And so you have to be able to do some things for the joy of doing it, for the purpose of doing it. And when you do that, there's actually theory behind it, where they talk about people becoming expert, developing automaticity, and getting in a position where they experience what they call flow. I would say that it is being at one with Allah, because you are doing what you were designed and made to do. You meet that talent that Allah has embedded in you, but you can't get what's embedded in you without doing the deep digs. So you have to study, you have to learn, you have to, immerse yourself in the process.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that can be very painful. It's a sacrifice.
Now, in order for us, and I thank you both for the deeply perceptive answers that we just got, because it's that you're in a good conversation because it thought provokes. It keeps pushing the narrative further and further. And I have to tell you, the hobbies. I was thinking about you, Teasha, while Sister was talking, when Sister Audra said, you have a hobby, something that you love to do. It may be monetized, it may not. But my wife has got 4 green thumbs, okay? Each of her thumbs and both of her big toes are large and green.
But they're not green. Don't do that. That sounds fungusy. Yeah, no.
But I meant that, as a hyperbole. Okay. That was metaphoric. Okay. But anyway, but she can grow anything, and she does. And it's great for our table, great for our neighbors, great for the example that she sets. Hobbies. I love my music. Like I'm a discographer. I collect and sort and curate music with the purpose of applying it to the struggle of our people. And I'm also involved deeply now in the study of Arabic. Wow, my teacher, Brother Edward Ford Sheikh Edward is a beautiful teacher right here in Washington, D.C. He got me with my Arabic alphabet cards. I'm not playing, Jack. I'm about to be
I'm like, Tom, that's not Arabic.
That's not Arabic. It's just something different. But you got to get used to making sounds in different
guttural
ways.
sound.
It's great. I love it. I love it. Because it is the language that is our people's original language. What do y'all do for fun? Tell us about the fun times. Like, what's fun that Michael and Audra do? Because people see super achievers, they don't often think that you guys have fun, like you're regular fun people.
What do you like? For me, I think some of the things that we do for fun, it may not be a lot of fun to a lot of people, but
Mhm.
after dealing with children it's a rather draining experience.
Mm-hmm.
I work with children in a deeply depressed economic area. So not only is it monetarily depressed, but of course
Mm-hmm.
that brings about another cascade of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Parents are not aware of things, the simple things that they have available to them that could uh, buttress and strengthen their children's academic prowess and social skills. They don't even take advantage of that may be available to them.
Mm-hmm.
So working with children sometimes can take a little fun out of things. We just went out to dinner the other night. We want to get back into bike riding. I enjoy bike riding. She enjoys bike riding, but we also just enjoy good movies.
There you go.
Just
There you go.
after working, I mean, our days sometimes are at least a minimum of 12 hours long.
Yeah.
And I may not be a spring chicken anymore, but so
Yeah.
after 12 hours, you want some decompression time. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to give the best of myself to her. And sometimes that simply means decompressing. Whether it's getting her nails done and getting some pampering going on and being able to get out and just take a walk. And I like that. Those are some of the
Yeah.
things that I like and enjoy.
Yes,
And
Nice.
I
indeed.
don't want
Look,
to be in the movies anymore. It's kind of yucky.
Right.
no, it's yucky,
So
yucky.
I
I
think
got
that for us, we are approaching our third year as well. So approaching our third year of marriage, um, we are still developing some of the things that we find ourselves doing and loving and liking together.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of can be all over the place at times. I have lots of interest. So I love photography, but I'm not going to say I'm a great photographer. But I
Mm-mm-mm.
have cameras. Um, I sew a little bit, and I make things, and I like to craft. But right now, I'm working on a second master's degree, so I don't
That's
Nice.
have
right.
time. I don't have time as I'm teaching school. I am
Mhm.
in a program that will give me certification so that I will be able to, in a public school, have a contained classroom.
Yes.
I've taught in charter, and of course, I've taught for Muhammad University of Islam. But this will give me a master's of education.
Nice.
I have put on the back burner a doctoral program that I plan to return to and complete. And so we have spent a lot of time over the course of time that we've known one another. Michael pursuing his education, tying the ends on that, having his degrees completed and conferred. Those were things that were paramount to us rushing into marriage as
Not rushing into
or
marriage.
not rushing into marriage.
Mhm.
So I think that developing time with where I'm taking care of my mom, he's taking care of his mom, and I see a quote here. Have either of you done any writing literature in your field? I have. Um, if you look for me as Audra M. Akins, I am published under um, the work for um, the Tuskegee Movable School.
Nice.
Um, and I plan to do some more publishing. Um, so I'm looking forward to writing more, publishing more, speaking more, because there are things that need to get out there. There is a wealth of knowledge that we have been given as the students and followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. the teachings from Master Muhammad, the supreme wisdom, how we have situated ourselves, is a response to everything that's needed right now today.
Yes, indeed.
Um,
Yes, indeed.
there are continual thoughts that are permeated in the field of education, theoretical underpinnings, um, what theory is going to drive education this decade, what
Hmm.
curriculum are we going to go with today. So
Yes.
we move from um, being tolerant to social justice. And I just recently was in a class and it disturbed me to a point, that we were talking about social justice. And I said, how can you be just to anyone else and you're unjust to yourself?
Come on.
And Black
Mhm.
children do not know who they are.
Well, you know
We're in
what, Sister Audra?
2024. Yeah.
Indeed, one of the things that called to mind, and I have to recommend this publicly. This is a book that
Yes.
you may have seen,
I have
Elijah
that book.
Muhammad and Supreme Literacy. This
Yes.
is by our own Dr. Lydia Magras Rabia Muhammad
Yes,
from
sir.
Chicago. And it deals with the actual psychology and approach
I'm going
to
to use that.
teaching and to the body of wisdom being taught. It's a wonderful opportunity, and we hope that you'll soon see her here on these airwaves. But
Yes.
I
when
set that up.
I
We
love it
have,
when you say, I love it when you say, when we ask a question about fun and you work it back to education. When we no, that's beautiful because it's something that means there's a purpose-driven home. We have about 4 minutes left to
Right.
discuss whatever's on. Teacher, what did you have?
So what came to mind while you were thinking? This I thank y'all for being a part of the show. It's a beautiful conversation, and it just sparks so many things and thoughts in my mind. And I want to reach out to, I don't know, I'm sure she's out there, whatever sister it is, who, as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking back on how I felt as a woman coming up all these years, when I didn't know what my purpose was. I was always purpose driven, but at some point in my life, I forgot what my purpose was. I forgot who I was. I forgot what I liked, and my
Mm,
purpose became my children.
Mhm.
The happiness and the security of my children. They were my life. But in doing it, and I didn't mind doing it because I'm crazy about that, my crew. But I lost me. It's important. I'm hoping whatever sister, I don't know who this is going to, but you're out there. You got to find your purpose again and
absolutely.
find who you are because you owe it to yourself. You as young women, we get caught up in taking care of our children. And sometimes it's a guilt trip if we don't feel like we're giving them enough, right? But you got to love yourself first to know what your purpose is. And it didn't come until my children were grown, like in their 30s when I
Mhm.
divorced the first time and I found myself alone by myself in the quiet with just me and Allah, and I was asking him to help me find
Absolutely.
me again. Help me find what I like. I didn't even remember what my favorite color was anymore. I like bright colors, but I found myself in just blues and browns and black, right? I didn't like flowers anymore. And one sister told me it's because you shut down your femininity. Women like flowers. You need to be kind to yourself. Find what it is that you
wow.
like. And that's when, in that year where I was alone, when I was separated and going through my divorce, when I started the gardening, the container gardening. And that's when I found I have a fascination with the earth, with gardening, with plants and watching things grow. I found my purpose. And wanting to share that and feed people. And that's when I started fostering more. And it's just everything just woke up when I decided to focus on Teasha again. So I'm saying for everybody, just in a summary, you have to remember
So,
who you are. Remember who you are, Simba. That when he has them up.
Hmm.
Remember who you are. And it's not selfish to want to know what your purpose is and to go after your purpose.
All
No,
Because
it's
when
right.
you
not.
figure it out, you're going to be so much better for everybody else, right?
All right.
I'm not going back to school for the masters. Though. The
Did
math, the math.
Did you hear? Did you hear the New York accent? Come on, you're gonna be so much better.
You're gonna be so much better. All
You'll
right,
be
all
better,
right.
right? You'll be better, all right?
Come on.
All right.
This
But
was
this
great. I
is
received
the
that, Sister
this is
Audra.
the yes, indeed. This is the kind of discussion you can only find on Nothing But the Truth with
Brother Jamil.
and Sister Teasha. And tonight, hun, as you can see from the comment on the screen, put it back up. Don't be shy.
I don't.
Even though Nothing But the Truth is officially a no preaching zone tonight, I was not the one preaching. Somebody else did the preaching tonight. I feel great about that. Any closing comments from Brother Michael and Sister Audra before we wrap it up with some instructions from Sister Teasha? Family, anything you want us to leave with and remember?
Well, I would like to address Brother David's question regarding writing. And I'm glad and I'm very thankful that you lifted the book up on literacy, Brother Jamil. We have that book here. Um, and it reminds me of something that I think is pervasive in Black males, which is aggression. And part of that aggression, I believe, stems from the lack of literacy. When you're not capable of articulating your thoughts, expressing your feelings as a sentient being, then there are problems that arise, and you only see everything as a nail when you have all that you have is a hammer. So I think that literacy is a great tool to begin to allow the Black man to accept his own and be himself again. And through literacy, we can help ameliorate some of the aggression that we have in our community so that we may once again have whole and wholesome relationships. And as you know, self-improvement is the basis for community development. So that's what we have to have.
That's it, man. Well said. Sister Audra, you've got the final word tonight.
Love is the answer.
Yes.
Love is the answer.
Love
All
is the
right.
answer.
Especially when you can find a handsome Black man in a beautiful orange suit with a bow tie, you know, and he's said, look at them blushing and giggling. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. See, that's what you want to keep, that energy, that drive, that spirit.
Forgiveness is key.
Yeah, and forgiveness is
Especially when you're
definitely.
dealing with me. You got to forgive 70 times 7. Oh, excuse me.
Lord help. We're going to turn y'all back over. You've been listening to Brother Michael and Sister Audra Muhammad from Chicago, Illinois. The contact information will be on the Nothing But the Truth page. Whenever their projects come out, you can come here and hear about them first. But remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. Teasha, any instructions for us before we get ready to go home?
Just want to thank everybody for tuning in for another wonderful episode of Nothing But the Truth with Brother Jamil and Sister Teasha. We are back on these airways Thursday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern. We hope to see you and a friend next week. Already? Thank you again,
for
Brother
having
Michael,
us.
Sister Audra. It was great. We love you. Hang on. We're going to
Thank you.
wrap this right on up. Hamada, anything else?
No, I'm about to just start. I know it's late, but I'm about to play some. I got some Sam and Dave records in here tonight. I'm gonna play these records,
Nice.
and I got a little Eddie Floyd in here, and some William Bell. It's what you say?
Say it back, family. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Love y'all.
Walaikum.
Thank you.